Hello and welcome. My name is Linda Phippen. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Ontario, Canada. I have a few cards that I hope you enjoy today, and it will help us forget about the winter blues and all the snow and have a fantasy of being on an island with sand and water and by the ocean. So I hope you enjoy. Let's Set Sail. This is the name of our set that we're going to be using today. It comes with the boat, some water, birds, some lovely sentiments that I've used, two of them from here. And the punch will punch out the three pieces of the boat, which is pretty awesome. And then I used the Stamp and Emboss 3D folders. There is a splatter and there are some stripes. So I'm using the stripes, and I do want to show you the splatters as well. So when we get to that part, I'll show you. And this is the card. And it turned out very nice. And on the inside, the circle that I cut out here, I put on the inside, and saying happy birthday, hope it's your best day ever. So that is the card that we will be working on. The base is Knight of Navy, and when I did the embossing, I just wanted to pick up some of the navy. So I'm going to show you how I did that. And my Knight of Navy is here. So we'll do the straight one first. So this is the inside of the card. And to color any embossing paper that you have is very, very simple. You just drag your ink pad over it, and then you have different colors, different textures, and if you want it darker, you just do it more than once, and that is how that is done. And then of course the all of the lines, the stripes, are more emphasized. You can see them. So I did this on the front as well. And there we go. So that is the stripes. Now the splatters I'm going to do with navy. I'm not going to use this on a card today, but I'm just going to show you what it looks like. And of course you could use these splatters on with any color. And again, if you keep going, you could make it darker. And I think there's lots of potential for that for a card in the future. Okay, for this card, I used the large circle from the circle dies and just cut out the front inside, and then I'm using the circle for the inside of the card, so there's no waste, because we know we don't like to waste, because we could use it for another project. I cut the DSP that is the New Horizons, and I use the top part of it, and it's just a little, of course the paper is 6 by 6, so I cut it in half, and then I used a little bit more than 3. It's like 3 1/4 just to get the circle on it. But of course this here can be used for something else. But on the other side, look at the lovely pink. So Valentine's is coming up, so you will not waste it. So what I did, this is a really easy, quick and easy card. I just glued the printed part on here. And before I lay that down, I want to just stamp a few of the birds that come with this set. And of course, they're very tiny, but you know, they look like they're far away. And I might want to put some just down a little bit more. There we go. And I use these birds on both cards today. So there's not a lot of room. You want to make sure that you get the sides right here, because it just, I mean, it fits, but it's a little tight. And then we might as well keep going with the glue and put it on the front of our card. Okay, so on the inside I put hope it's your best day ever, and I used Night of Navy. So let's just stamp that on the inside of the card and we'll have that done. There we go. And then let's put some of our birds on there. We'll make sure we get them flying the right direction. So I just put birds on the top and the bottom. And then I took my dauber and just put a little bit of navy around for the inside of the card. You don't have to do this part, of course. Okay, so I think that's all for the navy. Okay, now I don't seem to have my I did not. Okay, we're going to use this. And we're just going to put a little bit of color on it, which should be, can't believe I did that. Okay, so I know I have it upstairs where I was working. Okay, so you put our sailboat right there, and I kept the sails white, and I will color that in later or find the piece that's missing. Okay, and we're going to put inside, outside, inside, outside. That's okay, as long as it gets done, right? So that is hope it's your best day ever. And Okay, so that, the inside of the card, the outside. You know, it doesn't matter how much you feel like you're organized. There's always something. Okay. Okay, what I did for this, if you want, is also use your dabber just to put a little bit more navy on there. Again, you don't have to. So happy V-Day, happy birthday. And that comes from the Happiest of Birthday set. And then I just used black enamels to put on the card. And again, you can put as many as you want as long as you keep them odd numbers. There we go. So there is card number 1. I think it looks better with the, I was going to say early espresso. Sahara sand, that's what it is. Okay, so there's card number 1. And I really like those splatters. My mind is going, what can we make next? Okay, our second card is, it really makes you think of a sunset and sailing. And it said, let your dreams set sail. So that says it all. Lots of time to dream these days. So I used my Stampin'Up. And I used this stamp, which is called, what is it called? By the Sea. How about Gentle Waves? That was close. It stamps lovely. Very, very nice. So we've got it all set up. And I used Pacific Point because I didn't want it to be as dark as Old Navy. So give it a good coverage. And the nice thing about using your Stamparatus is if you miss a little piece of it, you can restamp it and it's exactly where it needs to be to do a second stamping. See, a few little spots. I don't, the ink is there, I just didn't press hard enough, I guess. Okay, so let's do it again. And there we are. So we'll set that aside and look at the lovely waves. Now I did notice in one of the cards in the catalog, they did some brown along here so it looked more like sand. It was very nice. That's for another day. Okay. So, where is my package for this card? Right here. I've got things on both sides here. Okay, so we've got all our pieces, and there's the inside that I stamped already, and I'm just leaving that because I'm not sure what I'm going to put on the inside, but on here we're going to do a little scenery. So I have a Post-it note that is sticky on both sides, not both sides, on the back, and I'm going to do a sunset. Just need another piece of paper here. So I did the sunset in pumpkin pie so that it would really show up. So there's our sunset. Well, not the sunset, the sun. And I'll put that aside. And then you want to use the dot that you just had to cover up the sun that you just did. And then I used some, I'm going to leave the pumpkin out a little bit. I used crushed curry is what I've got here. And I just went back and forth. And then I added some pumpkin. So if you've ever looked out on the water, I took a look at some of my holiday pictures when I went on a cruise and took some sunset pictures. And on the water, it's like a sparkling white. Oh, it's just beautiful. Now, I certainly am not going to capture it totally, but I did try to get some of the kind of the reflection in the water. So I used our Whisper White ink reinker, and I just took it because I didn't want, if you put yellow on this, of course it'll turn green, and I didn't want that to happen. So now the little bit of frustrating part of this is that it took a little while to dry. So I won't put the Wink of Stella on the white, but just to give that reflection. I am not an artist by any means, but I have good imagination. So then I took the Wink of Stella, and I did put it on there when it's dry, so you have to wait for that to dry. And then I just went over some of the parts to get some more sparkle. Don't squeeze that too hard. And it doesn't pick up on the camera quite so much, but in real life it's very, very pretty. So when that dries, let me see if I can bring it up to the camera and you can see a little bit. Not quite so much, but it is there. You saw me put it on. So I'm just letting that dry for just a minute, and we're going to put together the boats, the sailboats. And don't know where they all went. So we'll put the sentiment on while I try to figure out where those are. So I put this on and I used a little bit of twine, navy twine, for the sentiment. Just tied it around. I didn't tie it into a bow, which of course you could. Under here. There they are. Nope, pick that up later. So I glued one of the boats here. And we'll let that dry for a second. And I think I've lost one of my sails, but maybe the wind is not needing both sails right at the moment. So it just has one sail, but there is another one somewhere. That is on there. Then for this one, to make it look smaller, I did a little bit of construction. Cut that off. And I also cut the base of our boat. Because I just wanted a little guy. And of course you have to cut the sails as well. So I cut those off. Put one on this side. Oh, a little bit more. And cut one off this side. Oops, still some more. Then I did the layering, and we'll just do that. And I did use a glue dot to hold that down and going in the right spot, because it does not want to stay. Oh, there we go. Kind of. Oh. I'll just cut it a little bit smaller then. And there is card number 2. So I hope you enjoyed that. And I hope that just makes you think of a little bit more warmth and relaxing and sunny days ahead. We've had lots of snow this week, and it was enough. It was enough. Anyway, so there's our cards that we did today. And I hope you have a good week, and I will see you again next week. And have a great week and take care of yourself. And thank you for your subscriptions and your kind comments. And I will see you shortly. Bye for now.